Hey guys, I thought I'd make a quick old Y-Wing guide for you guys. So this is going to be about movement, about boost gasping, boost skipping, and doing damage with lasers and protorks on cruisers. So for movement, basic movement, you can let's start with no boost energy, no boost energy. So for basic movement, Y-Wing charges boost energy very quickly. You can see it just in about 6 or 7 seconds, it goes to all the way to full boost energy. Let's get rid of all that one more time. There we go. And it actually spends energy more quickly, but if I just take power out of engines than if I put power back, than if I actually spend it by boosting, as you can see there. So the way that you do this is you boost gas by pulling power out of engines for just a second, just a bare second, putting it back in. And what I do is I watch my speed. So when my speed goes to about just about 200 or 210, power back in the engines. And then as I get to about 150 speed on the low end, I'll boost again, or 160 in this case, as I'm going straight here, 160, 170. And by putting my power back in the engine very quickly, I'm actually able to always be boosting at a very high rate. So you can actually evade forever at this pace. You can see I'm just about at one boost, one kind of hit of boost here, 1/4. And I'm just staying here, and I'm just evading, and I can go anywhere. I can go around rocks, I can go in a straight line towards an objective. I messed up there a little bit, just need to wait a little bit more. And you can really travel across the map very, very quickly. Your average speed during this is something like 180, 190. It's really, really quite fast. And so on the open, it's really, really good to just move like this, straight towards enemy cruiser, or the enemy packs, and get that farm going. Very, 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 very solid way to play, to just be able to do this all the time, everywhere. Now, there's one other way to move around that is very, very, very strong, and that is boost skipping. Since the Y-Wing generates energy so quickly, oftentimes you'll come up on the cruiser and you'll be shooting for a bit with power to engines, and you'll find yourself with a whole bunch of boost energy. And then you boost skip, and you just keep boosting and boosting and boosting, and you're still charging your lasers, and standard lasers overcharge are actually more efficient at dealing damage, you know, per time that it takes to charge it, for the damage it deals. They are more efficient than non-overcharged standard lasers. So the way that you do damage with standard lasers is by boost skipping like this and shooting that cruiser. And I can stop shooting at any time and go back to boosting. I'm not losing any damage per second because I'm either charging or stressing damage. So boost, 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 boost. Power to engine, yeah. So, how do we incorporate that with our oxes? So, multi-locks are very easy. You just shoot your oxes when you have pips of the green pips there. Everyone knows that. Now, how you incorporate it with protorks is you boost, boost, fire your protork, and then you just keep boosting away. I'll do it again. So, and then you actually want to keep boosting for longer so that as your protork comes off a cooldown, then you start shooting the cruiser. And again, boost, 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 and basically I just start my boost skipping rhythm right as my protork gets a lock, so that the protork can fire when it's closer to the cruiser, and at a higher speed, so that it has a higher chance of hitting it. This stuff also works on ISD attack as well, of course. So likewise, I'm a little low on shields here, but that's okay. We're just demonstrating this here. So we driving in the swoop angle, and just note that I did lose that lock there. So you really want to make sure that you fire, instead of that, you can fire cruisers about 300 meters, but on gens it'll be about 500 meters. Just go back. So whenever you're doing prototype runs on gens, you can just go back to your swoop angle. Real slow, whoops. Okay. I'm too lazy to re-record videos these days, so we'll just try that one more time. So, swoop angle. Make sure you're empowering engines and like a move like me, and then shoot like that, and there goes about 70-80% of an SCL modded Star Destroyer shield generator in about a pass and a half. And that is how you do damage with a Y-Wing. For those interested in the numbers, it's about 250 DPS if you do perfect runs with your standard overcharge lasers versus 200 DPS if you do non-overcharge, and that is both with that boost skipping technique, as shown here. Super. Something else I'm doing here with the multi-locks is I get as many locks as I can, and then I boost in and fire about here, so that as many missiles can go in as possible. And I might bump a little bit, but it's nothing too crazy. I think I took about 2% damage from that bump over there. And let's just demonstrate that one more time. Just the multi-lock portion. Fire right at 200. Gears to fire engines and then boost out. Take about 3 multi-locks hit, got about a third of the gen, just the multi-locks, and run the Perturb. And the Perturb goes in, it would be pretty close to dead end. Alright, that's all I got for today. Have a good night, guys.